Hey, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna do kind of like just a two-in-one video, I guess. We are about to head out to go to the lake, and I just wanted to jump on here really quick and do just a little video updating you guys on my IBCLC and telling you guys about this really awesome cream that can totally help your nipples with just about anything. So if I look a little bit cray, it's because we are about to go to the beach, and usually, you know, when you go to the beach or the lake, like I don't really wear much but like a bathing suit. I am wearing a sweater, and it is because New England is still cold, but if you're a New Englander, you go to the beach when it's cold. I don't want to start out this video with my IBCLC update. I'm going to do that further in the video, and but if you're not interested in learning about this cream, I will put a timestamp on when my IBCLC update will happen. But today we are going to be talking about the all-purpose nipple ointment, or other people like to call it the APNO, which I have some of the ingredients here. Now, this can pretty much be used for anything nipple related. So I use this for discomfort, cracks, yeast. You can use it while you're nursing, while you're pumping. You don't need to actually wipe it off. It's completely safe for a baby to ingest. And there's a little infographic here, and I'm just going to go over what you need, and I'll also kind of link the infographic below. So, of course, my camera turns off. What are you doing? Okay. So the first ingredient that you need is the polysporin. Now this needs to be the name brand, and I'll link everything down below for you guys. So this must be name brand, and then you need Laviemom brand, but it can be a generic brand, and the generic brand for that I found, I can't say this, it's like clotrimazole or something. But that is a generic brand of this, and I just got the little tube because like I didn't feel like I needed the big one. And then you need the cortisone 10 or the cortisone generic brand. So both of these, so like I kind of do, you know, both of like the second ones, so like the cortisone and the chlorotrim antifungal one. I can't say it, so the antifungal one, these can both be name brands, or generic brands, and then this one, the polysporin, has to be name brand. So what you're going to do is you want to mix equal parts of these. I usually just mix it in like a little glass kind of Pyrex or something. If you hear my son, he's on our bed. And I just mix it up, and then I just put it on my nipples either after pumping or before pumping, and it gets rid of yeast. Like I've used it multiple times. I'll use it for like a couple days, and then when I feel like the yeast is gone, you know, I discontinue it. But this stuff works. Like I love it so much. It helps with cracked nipples. It helps with like nipple blisters or just general discomfort, but I love it for yeast and cracked nipples, mainly because like you can get it, you know, at a CVS, and it's not you know, like super expensive. So definitely check that cream out. I did want to mention it because I feel like I haven't mentioned it, and a lot of people ask me about it, and it's a really great cream. Let's move on. I'm like looking at my phone here because I wanted to pull up my IBCLC kind of like update thing that I want to give you guys, and I see that my battery is dying, so let me just go change that. Okay, so I just changed the battery. Please, camera, work. Alright, so I wanted to give you guys an update on my IBCLC and what I've been doing. Let me just sign into my account on the IBCLE website. There's a lot of like acronyms, and I feel like it's kind of confusing, so I'm gonna try and make this kind of snappy and also like as simple as possible. So I'll link my last update up here on the screen so that if you guys like aren't following and you're like, what, you can go back. But essentially I was still looking into which pathway would be suitable for me. And so I was looking at pathway 1 and possibly pathway 3. So I've officially picked pathway 3. And if you don't know what that is the mentorship. So that means I find an IBCLC who is in good standing with the IBCLE, and so like essentially like their license is good. Because of COVID, the IBCLE has allowed for telehealth or like virtual clinical hours to happen, essentially. It's like new as of, I want to say, a month ago. They just opened that up, and I'll link their website down below, so in case you guys are interested, you can check it out. So they're allowing for virtual clinical hours, which for somebody like me who lives in New England in a really rural area and we don't have a lot of IBCLCs here or hospitals that allow you to just go in and volunteer to shadow your IBCLC mentor, it's huge to have this telehealth thing. And for just anywhere, because my mentor can now be global. It doesn't have to be specifically to the US, it can be anywhere in the world, which I think is awesome because you could totally get some really awesome experience that way. So I found a mentor in Florida, and I also really like lucked out and found another mentor local to me in New Hampshire. And I am like so ecstatic. I couldn't believe that I found them. I ended up finding my mentor through a Facebook group called Genolactic, I think, or Lactogenesis 2. Okay, that was like the first thing that I said was like way off, so sorry. I will link them down below as well. Lactogenesis 2 is essentially a really great platform for lactation consultants and IBCLCs to get really great educational information on there and sort of ask questions and all that kind of stuff. So they also have a button that's where you can find mentors. Now this isn't just mentors to get your IBCLC, it's mentors for like everything, so you kind of have to like, you know, dig. I ended up finding a mentor in Florida. She and I have video chatted a couple times, and I also chatted on the phone with the local IBCLC. And with the local lady, I am actually going to be shadowing her in the hospital, and then my virtual or Florida mentor is going to be sending me a ton of videos. We're going to be like talking about different scenarios. She's going to be sending me tons of articles to read. So I'm super excited. And as of yesterday, I went on to the IBCLE website and applied for the Pathway 3 plan and paid the Pathway 3 fee. Essentially what that is I had to come up with a little contract, and the mentor had to sign some papers that they were going to mentor me, and then I had to pay about a $100 fee to kind of like retain them / you know, apply for the application. So in order to have those clinical hours that my mentors write off on, I need to have the IBCLE approve it. So they like go through their lactation licenses and make sure that they are, what are you doing? No. You're cute. And they make sure that their licenses are still in good standing with the IBCLE. So I just sent in the applications yesterday, which was a Friday, and today is Saturday. So I'm not sure how long it's going to take to get approved. I'm hoping like maybe like Monday or Tuesday I hear something, but it's hard to say, especially with COVID and all of, you know, that kind of like, essentially right when we get our application back, we can start doing clinical hours. And for Pathway 3, I need 500 hours, and then I also need to start doing my actual lactation classes. So I finished all of my science classes, I finished all of my continuing ed classes except for a basic life support class, which I have been able to find that online. So I need to start doing that. So I think I'm going to do the basic life support class and then work my way to start saving for the lactation courses. The lactation courses are about like $800. I found a really great group that can give you a discount, so I'm sort of waiting till I have the funds to pay for that because it's expensive. So but I'm super excited to start, and I love that I can like start the clinical hours without like having already done the lactation courses. Like I can do them at the same time, which I think is great. So I'm just so excited, and if you guys have thought about getting your IBCLC, I would definitely look into it because there is a lot of like need for that, and there's only about like 40,000 IBCLCs nationwide. So it's like a small number of us, and you know, we really should get those credentials and try and get that out there. I know that there's been a lot of talk, even just this morning I was reading kind of like a post on a Facebook group that I'm part of that was saying that they really wish that the IBCLE would lower the fee in order to reapply for your license, and that is an expensive fee. In the US, it's different. There's like different tiers of it. In the US, I think it's about like $500 to $600 to reapply and for your license, and I think you have to reapply every 5 years. I can't remember. They've kind of just changed the rules a little bit as well. So don't quote me on any of that, and I haven't really looked into it because I don't need to reapply yet. Like, I'm just trying to apply. And I know in order to take the test, I think it's about like $800 or $700 to actually take the test. It might be a little less. It could be around $600, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really looked at it yet because I'm not really ready to take it. So it's an expensive credential, but then so is like getting your mortuary license. There's a lot of other licenses, like my LNA license was like over $1,000 to get that. I was reimbursed through my state, but not all states do that, and not all countries do that. So, you know, it's kind of like a give and take. But then if you think about it, like if you're going to college, college is also expensive. But you can get financial aid depending on where you are, or you can get scholarships or grants, but that also depends on your location. I know that getting your IBCLC, there aren't a lot of scholarships, but there definitely are. You just have to kind of dig for them. I think that that's it for today's video. Sorry if this was kind of weird, but I just wanted to sit down and chat with you guys and give you like a little update on my IBCLC. And I also wanted to share with you guys that really awesome all-purpose nipple cream, or all-purpose nipple ointment. They kind of say it in a different way, but I hope that it helps you guys, and I hope that you learned something new from this video. And if you're thinking of getting your IBCLC, definitely let me know. Oh, and I totally forgot to mention, I just started going to Leche League meetings, and I am in the process of becoming a leader, hopefully. So I can also help mommies and parents in general just with breastfeeding and support them that way as well. So I've been doing that virtually because now with COVID they're allowing virtual kind of, you know, meetings, which is awesome. So it's just been like a good couple of days, a couple of weeks too. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you in my next video.